Check one, check one, check two, check two. Are we live? Let's do this. Hello, hello, hello. It's Rashid Hill, and I'll be your presenter for today, as I've been for the last 5 days. This is the 5-day challenge, or I like to say the 5-day massive action to get me results intensive clinic. Yes, we've been pushing it out since the 27th of December, and every day we've had an amazing time with this training and this intensive clinic. Not necessarily a thorough, in-depth, long-term training, because that comes later. But I wanted to give you a taste of what I mean when I say blaze to the next phase. So welcome, and I hope you enjoy what has been presented, and I hope you enjoy what's coming today. Today is day 5. This is the day that we're going to close out our 5-day clinic, and we're going to recap on day 1, 2, 3, and 4, just so we can give you an idea of where we started and where we're ending today, and transition to our new amazing coaching program that is going to be presented as an option for the next 3 months to take your business, your life, your professional, personal, and social development through the roof in 2017. So, as I said, we're going to recap a little bit on what we've covered. But before we kick that off, just like we always do, I either give you a story, a quote. Let me get you in the right frame of mind, because this is essential to starting off any project or session that you choose. Now, we're talking about professional personal development. So the first thing you want to do is relax. Relax. Yes, relax. So there's a couple of things that I think are essential to relaxing. And a lot of these things that I tell you are things that my coaches have told me, and through learning and exercises, through seminars, through all types of events to develop myself. These are things that I've learned that work for me, and I'm passing them on to you. As Tony Robbins always says, success leaves patterns. And so, as a coach, I'm listening to the lessons that are learned and to be put out, by those of that caliber. In the bonus round that I'll give you today, because you made it to the 5 days, then I'm going to talk about the millionaire mind. The millionaire mind. Basically, these are, very strategic tips, particular formulas, particular exercises. These are things that the millionaires that I've listened to, coached by, been educated on, listened to interviews on, basically consumed all of that information, and I've narrowed it down to a few key points that we're going to talk about today. So there are some amazing bonus tips and strategies from the millionaire mind that I've listened to, educated on, been coached by, and I've had experience with through interviews and different seminars and conferences and so on and so forth. So stay with me to the end. And like I said, we're going to hit it about 20 minutes, and then we're going to transition out to a very positive, into this particular 5-day process that I think you will enjoy. First, let me say relax. Yes, relax. So how do we do that? We breathe in through our nose, hold it for 10 seconds, and breathe out through our mouth. Helps you to relax, right? So let's get into learn mode. Let's get into student mode. Let's get into curiosity mode, so we can grab some nuggets from this particular time that we have together. So I want you to clear away your thoughts, your feelings, and things in your body that are distracting you or disturbing you. Focus on just being here for the moment. The mindfulness is about the moment. Let's think of one thing we want to do. We want to learn something from this 5-day clinic. We want to learn something from day 5. So let's focus on just being here today. So you have the power within you to create the life that you want, the life that you deserve, the life that you want to have. This time is for you. So relax, so you can create and visualize and attract the life that you want. See, this is essential, because when you relax, and when you take the time to take those deep breaths in, and then you breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. When you're doing that, you're telling your brain that, hey, I need more oxygen and I need more space to move out the bad, bring in the good. So it's kind of like a sponge. You know, when you fill it up, you can't put anything else in there because you block that off. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about, before we get started, we're going to make sure that you have cleared out, you know, some of the congestion. It's kind of like going from old year to new year. You know, you have to find a way to trick your mind into believing this is a fresh start. This is a new day. This is a rebirth. You have to figure that part out, what works for you. But today I'm going to give you pointers, just like with the breathing. You know, that's something that's common, but a lot of times we don't do what's common. We want to struggle because we think that the power is in the struggle. No, the power is not in the struggle. The power is in the intelligence to understand that there are people that have struggled in order for you not to have to struggle. So let's do this. Breathe in and breathe out. See, relax, 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 because we got some really powerful stuff today. So my mission here is to inspire and empower the willing to lives of vision. Understand what I'm saying? My mission is to inspire and empower your will to arrive at your vision. We're going to do that through action, persistence, and then accomplishment. Action, persistence, and accomplishment. The accomplishment, because when you start down this path, you take action, and then you're going to run into some roadblocks. So you got to be persistent to get through those roadblocks. And when you get through those roadblocks, then you're going to hit some form of accomplishment, and you have to celebrate that accomplishment. You're not at your goal yet. You're not at your destination, but you're celebrating your accomplishments along the way. And during that process, you may create a sense of wealth or well-being. You know, wealth doesn't have to be money. It's a well-being. And through that well-being, you want to contribute to more people, more community, more family. You want to do more contribution. So when you start to accomplish these different levels, then that ability and that emotion that's attached to the goodness within you, now it wants to come out and contribute to the rest of your community, your nation, your world. So this is a never-ending quest for the discovery and application of truth, your truth. And this is how we are created. You know, we have all the faculties, and we have all of the tools that we need. But the provision that we must carry along with us is compassion and perseverance. And then we can climb any mountain, and we can dominate any negative emotion or any negative force that's trying to stop us from accomplishing great things. So I'm with L3. I'm the founder of L3 Coaching Solutions, which is a strategic intervention, emotional intelligence, NLP training, speaking, coaching environment. Today, just like I've done for the last 4 days, we're creating a plan of execution. So creative plan execution is kind of how we cut it down for those that want to get hear me now, for those that want to get 10x results in half the time. So first, let me explain it to you this way. Clear your mind, open your mind, get in learn mode. I know that I have the ability. Listen to me now. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistence, continuous action towards the attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. So what I just did is what I do in the mornings. What I talked about in day one was high take, high connect. We have to create a positive self-talk. We have to create affirmations. We have to create a mantra for our life. You know, if you're going to achieve anything, then you have to commit and complete. And that's part of my New Year's, mantra for New Year. Commit and complete. We start projects, we need to complete those projects. So I want you to make sure you understand this. When you have a mantra for yourself, when you create positive self-talk, when you create an affirmation, when you create that line or that sentence or that paragraph that defines how you're going to start your day, your mission, your project, your goal, how you're going to start and end your goal achievement, how you're going to get there, what's going to keep you moving through, those roadblocks. So here's what I suggest, and I would like for you to hear this and put this into your system. Write it down, take notes. High Tech, High Connect, you can record it. First thing you want to say every morning, looking at your goals, what you've created, your dream sheet, however you put it, dream sheet, journal, piece of paper, notes on the wall, however you have it. When you read that, you should tell yourself, you should say to yourself, you should encourage yourself, you should say these things right here. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistence, continuous action towards its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. So you're telling yourself, one, I will have a definite purpose. So you're going to create that definite purpose. So what is it that you want? The second thing is you're committing. I demand of myself. I demand of myself. So you're controlling your will. See, these are millionaire mind, motives. These are millionaire mind drivers. Like I said, millionaire mind forces. These are things that I've learned from millionaires of how to conduct wealth strategies, how to attract wealth and abundance and prosperity into your life, how to change lives, starting with yourself and then the people around you. Your mindset is well beyond, where it would be normally. So, I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about this, and I'm going through this in my head, and I'm trying to make sure that I impart some of the things that I may not have written or put on the slides that may be very helpful to you. As I was listening to Les Brown yesterday, wow, very powerful. I love listening to Les Brown. One of the major motivators, motivating speakers, just motivators that we've known. Les Brown, he was talking about goals. He was talking about, going after what you believe. And one thing he said that stuck with me right towards, when I was getting ready to leave and I was about to turn it off, and something he said that resonated really, really well. And I want you to, really capture this as well, is he says, you have to believe it's possible. When you're trying to do what you got to do, when you feel that you have goals and aspirations and you feel like you've knocked on many doors and these opportunities just hadn't opened up for you, you have to believe it's possible. When you talk about Robert Bannister and the 4-minute mile, before it was broken, before he did it, nobody did it. So there was no example. There was no clear-cut example of can it be done. I mean, when the Wright brothers created, the airplane, before they did it, nobody did it. So there are so many aspects in history that shows us before somebody did it, people didn't believe it could be done. But Les Brown reminds us that it's possible. Think about it. Whatever you aspire to do, if you want to make $100,000 per month, guess what? There are people making over $100,000 per month. So why can't you do it? You just have to figure out the mindset, which is first thing, because your mindset and attitude and belief level has to be there. A lot of us don't believe that that kind of money can be made, even though people are doing it every day. So when you talk about changing the world, when you talk about changing the game, when you talk about changing your life, then you can talk about a nice house. You can talk about better schools for your kids. You can talk about world peace. You can talk about, reducing poverty in your neighborhood. You can talk about homelessness. You can talk about getting rid of all that. But if you're not making over $100,000 a month, you're not going to be able to change any of it unless you change your mindset and how you perceive wealth and prosperity and contribution. So when Les Brown talked about you're trying to achieve your goals, you have these desires and wants, and you have these lofty ideas and dreams and plans and objectives and accomplishments that you truly believe you can achieve. He says it's possible. After Roger Bannister, after he broke the 4-minute mile, everybody broke the 4-minute mile. How does that happen? Because when you see it, when you feel it, when you hear about it, when you read about it, when you believe that somebody else has done it, then your level of belief shoots through the roof. And now all of a sudden your energy attracts, go with me here. It's not about you doing anything physically extra. Your mind has attracted that which you believe can be done because somebody did it, because somewhere, somehow, somebody accomplished something that you now believe can be done. So when Les Brown reminds us, when it's done, when you believe in it, when you see it happening, it's possible. So now our minds click to it's possible. We're not in action yet, though. What is the action? It's possible, but necessary. When he said that, bam, I was like, wow. It was like a light bulb moment for me. You know, I hear these things. I listen to many, many, many speakers. And this one moment, I think I got up out the chair and was like walking and pacing. I was like, bam, that's powerful. It's possible, but necessary. It is necessary. You have to believe that it's possible, but on top of that, you have to believe it's necessary. Because if you don't believe it's necessary, then you're not going to take action. Goals don't get accomplished because it's possible. They get accomplished because you believe it's necessary that you do it. You believe that it's incumbent upon you. It is deserving of you because the greatness within you cannot sit still, will not sit still anymore. It's possible, but necessary. So take action on your dreams, on your goals, on that which you believe is possible. Let's recap on our 5-day amazing clinic or challenge, whichever you want to call it. I'm Rashid Hill. Since 1994, I've been involved in this space. I love entrepreneurship. I've had a job just over broke. I've worked for the government. I understand that there's a means to an end. We can't just grow. If we didn't grow up, with the rich family and money, trust fund, so on and so forth. I didn't grow up with a financial coach or a business coach, or I had a lot of advice from friends and family, people that succeeded, some didn't. But we at this level, when we grow up and we know better, we do better. So had some success and failures when I first started out in my entrepreneurial adventures. But later on, 2009, I did decide, I was in Kuwait at the time, and decided to go ahead and take on a level of network marketing that helped me to propel myself into a new era of sorts of network marketing and business ownership. I didn't fully understand it at the time, but in 1994, I did delve into network marketing, but I didn't really have much success. I did get a taste. So I understood kind of the place that network marketing plays in the world. So like I said, 2009, we had a breakthrough. It was major. We start to understand how and what and where and when. We really had a breakthrough. We made a large sums of money while opening new offices in different countries as well, with a great company, great products, and it was just an amazing experience. So that really opened my eyes to the type of internal training and external training. There's a different level of training when you're meeting the CEO and the chairman and the C class or C suite of the company and visiting the company. I took some time and went to China and everything. So really a powerful experience for me, and it helped me to really see some benefits there. But in later on, I delved into online marketing. I learned a lot about that. One of the companies you may know or may not know, it's been a while, Carbon Copy Pro helped me to understand some things about how to market and how to target market and so on and so forth, online, of course. And Wealth Masters International was another one that I thought had a genius idea. They had packages from $5,000 to $15,000. So you can understand how, earning substantial amount of commissions was pretty easy when you're selling $5,000 to $15,000 packages. So in 2012, I actually came back to the U.S. and wanted to do things to help and promote the goodness and the greatness, and promote the amazing abilities of the human being. And because our minds are so powerful, and things that I learned, I wanted to figure out how to package that information and deliver it. And so I took a Tony Robbins strategic intervention kind of advanced life coaching program, and it really opened my eyes to the abilities that we have. I'm very appreciative of that program and Tony Robbins and what he does, to this day. A legend in the industry of success and results coaching and performance coaching and business coaching. I mean, he's amazing. And so him, Chloe Madonis and Mark Pacia pretty much ran that program. At the end of that program, I actually attended the UPW Live event, which was in Orlando, Florida at the time. Unleash the Power Within. Very powerful 3-day event. I don't think I slept for 3 days. Felt like you could pretty much walk on air. You should read about that in my book, 8 Ways to Be 10 Times Better, which I mentioned here. After I did do that, I actually hired a coach myself from the Tony Robbins Institute. And that coach, he was out of Jazz. He was out of Hawaii. And I'm amazing. He really helped me to be more accountable. He helped me to get focused, schedule my time. The things that I talk about with you, these are things that I learned because I lived it. I've been there. I've been a student of a coach, and I still have coaches to this day and mentors as well. So I did finish my book, published in 2012, and then another version published in 2013. 8 Ways to Be 10 Times Better. Get your copy on Amazon, or just hit me up. Give me a call, give me a text, comment, email, doesn't matter. I'll get you a copy, no problem. If you're in San Diego area, hey, we can meet, sit down. We can even talk a little bit about it if you like. After coaching the clients in expert interviews, over time, I created a premium coaching model called the HERO model. High excellence results option is the only option. And that's the HERO model. That is more of an extended 3 to 6 month program that produces, like I said, 10x results in half the time. So if you want to double your results, then definitely be a part of the HERO model. I actually want to remind you that, yes, in this training, it will exceed your expectations, but it will certainly not be free for much longer. So my question is, do you think I can show you how to double your results? This was a question that I asked on the first day, and I'm recapping some of the things that we talked about throughout the time that we've been together. So I invited you to be on this 5-day challenge, or this 5-day clinic with me. I asked you to join the Facebook group as well. Hopefully that's what happened. And basically, to sum up, what are you going to get? What am I going to benefit from this? You may ask yourself. Continue to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, because it helps you to relax. Don't get tense. Relax so you can receive. Don't miss any of the nuggets that come from this particular training. You will learn the right action to take, the right moves to make, in the right environment, and precisely at the right time. This is what I've guaranteed that you will learn in these 5 days. But in order to get started, we always have to remind ourselves, mindset. Robert Kiyosaki said it best. People who refuse to open their minds to new strategies seldom become rich. You take away from that which applies. In the recap, let's talk about a little bit so I can give you some understanding. So the 5 days consisted of high tech, high connect. Recap, 3 habits that you should be doing. High tech, high connect talked about your high technology, combining it with your high connectivity. So instead of high connect and low tech, instead of high tech and low connect. Whereas normally when you look at like social media, a lot of times reports have shown that people stay behind their computers and say things they wouldn't normally say in front of the person. People stay behind their computers. The whole concept or the visual of somebody in a basement with thick glasses on pecking away at a PC. Well, in this day and time, high tech, high connect, we can't get away from the technology. It's growing and growing and growing. So it's become part of our lives. So I summed up high tech, high connect by explaining we all should not fear or be afraid of technology, but it can help us connect and use that high technology as your personal assistant, because smartphones can be your personal assistants. They can help you wake up in the morning, remind you to eat at lunch, and remind you to drink plenty of water during the day, give you inspirational quotes, alarm you to when it's time to get out of the office and go home. And then it can remind you to eat dinner if you want it to. And then it reminds you to get started on your personal goals. It can get you started on your dream and being consistent with income producing activities. So that's high tech, high connect. Understanding your why, not your why as in WHY, the reason why you're doing it. No, we're talking about principles of the process. How do we infuse with fuel the why? Solving for why, just like in a formula, solving for why. X is your current status. Y is how you're going to get there. And Z being your future status. You know, where do you want to go? What is your destination? What is your ultimate aim? What is your goal? What is it that burning desire? What does your best life look like? That is Z. That is your Z. What does your best life look like? So when you reverse engineer that, you have to figure out what is the why. Why to me is you have to emphatically convince your brain, because you tell your brain what to do and how to do it. It's your paradigm only listens to you. You can't, it doesn't tell you, you tell it. So when you take over and you utilize your will properly, guess what? You solve for why. Why means yes, not why. It means yes. Yes, I can. Yes, I will. Yes, I am. Yes, I believe. Yes, I must accomplish this task, this goal, this achievement, this aspiration, this accomplishment, this project. I will, I am, I believe. That's your why. That's your why. Then we talk about the confidence and competence loop. This probably is the most profound research that I've done on confidence, emotional intelligence, emotional fitness, emotional well-being, and the competence loop. Yes, I believe that you can get 10 times results in half the time when you understand and close the gap on the confidence competence loop. What is the essential thing about the confidence competence loop? I think essentially, from what I understand, is committing and completing. This is essential for the confidence competence loop, because under the confidence and competence, there's a couple of things. If you're working on a job and you want to be the best at what you do, then you have to build your competence in that job plus the job that you want. So if you're an employee and you want to be a supervisor, you need to understand how to be a supervisor. You need to work at the level of a supervisor. You may not be in leadership, but you have to lead without the title, like Robert Sharma reminds us. So you have to put yourself in that position. So your confidence is there, but your competence has not reached your level of confidence. So at the same time, you could sign up for a job and hope that you get it, and have the understanding of the actual the details. You may have the competence of the job, but you may not believe that you can actually do it. So what's going to happen is you're going to attract what you feel, which is your emotional side. And when you attract what you feel, you will never get the job. Do you understand what I mean? Your competence is there, but your confidence is not there. You can say it all day long, but if you're not doing it, if your emotions aren't matching with what you're saying, then you will not be the one attracting that particular promotion. So that is part of that particular strategy or that particular understanding of the confidence and competence loop or condition. So we need to take that to another level. Think about the tortoise and the hare. So that'll give you some idea of confidence and competence. The tortoise obviously understood what he needed. He had a strategy and he knew exactly where he was going. The hare, quick move, first mover. I can make this happen. I don't need a coach. I don't need a strategy. I just need to run fast. And obviously he failed. So there's benefit in each one of them. But like I said, that's what we talked about on day 3. If you want to go back and if you want more information on day 3, then I'll post that up as well. We talked about in day 4, the most stressful condition that's causing you to lose focus. And I gave you a masterful solution to overcome it. In short, what is that stressful condition? Debt. D-E-B-T, debt. Debt will drive you crazy. It'll run you out of the world. It'll drive you nuts. So debt is the worst thing that we have allowed to enter into our lives. Now, not saying that it won't happen, because this is how society works. Banks are probably the prime example of how debt increases wealth. So I know you may not get that, but when you understand the workings of how the banking system operates, when you understand how the Federal Reserve System operates, when you start to understand these type of things, so financial strategies, financial literacy, these are other areas that I've taken upon myself to learn so that I could teach, because people need to understand debt for the U.S. government. That's why it goes from 1 billion to 1 trillion to now we're at multiple trillions of dollars in debt, because that helps to actually bring more money and circulate more money into the economy. What it does as well is causes inflation, causes us to pay more for things that have no value. So the term quantitative easing had slipped into mainstream, but most people still do not understand when the government says, hey, we're using quantitative easing because your debt is pretty much commensurate with them at the federal level entering into a level of quantitative easing. Because when they do that, they're telling you at their level, not at your debt level, but at the higher government level, the US level, that we're going to print more money in order to suppress some of the debt that's out of control. No. Inflation is going to continue. So think about it as your personal debt. You have a certain level of debt that causes you stress. That stress level causes you to do what? Oh my gosh, what do I need to do? Maybe I need to budget better. Maybe I need to save more money. Maybe I need to cut costs. Maybe I need to do without. Well, what is that one masterful solution to overcome that stress? I'm going to give you a simple solution. Make more money. There are so many ways that you can ease the pain, ease the stress, relieve the stress that's on you and your family if you choose to go right outside of your box, yes, your house, and look at opportunities to increase your level of income. You cannot get ahead by cutting cost on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Annually, you're going to still end up right back where you were unless you increase your level of income. The last thing that we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the question: did you hit your income goal in 2016? That's what we're talking about today. So without further delay, because I know you're saying, oh my goodness, this guy is talking forever. No, I am trying to complete a process that I started, and I believe that the value in day 5 is tremendous. So I'm setting you up for day 5 of the 5-day massive, intensive action plan, action clinic that is going to give you so many nuggets of information, so many actionable items that you're going to be like, wow, he did exceed my expectations. Day 5, ask yourself, did I hit my income goal for 2016? I guess the first question would be, did you even set a goal for 2016? Don't be afraid to talk about money. Don't be afraid to talk about income. Don't be afraid to talk about millionaire money. Billionaire money is definitely on the table as well, but I'm thinking the people that I discuss this with, or whoever chimes in and listen to this, we may not be there right now. So let's talk about millionaire money. Okay. So if you did set a goal, how did you accomplish it? If you did not, why not? Or why? Just, think about that. Why did you hit it? If you hit your goal, why? What did you do right? Then how did you do it? But then if you didn't, why not? This is just a question you ask yourself. And then I'm going to talk about learning what a multimillionaire says about your wealth strategy. What should it be? How do we, in the new, go from actually planning, actually strategizing for our income goals in 2017, and then let's take that information and actually execute on it. So at the end of 2017, we can say, yes. How about the middle of 2017, we've reached our annual goal? How about that? Halfway through the year, isn't that halfway? Halfway. If I say double your results, that means that when you get halfway through the year, you should be unmet or exceeded your income goal. So we're going to learn new era wealth creation strategies. Not old, not standard. We're going to talk about new era wealth creation strategies. We're going to talk about killing those false beliefs or limiting beliefs that are stopping you from succeeding. We're going to talk about mobile, unrestricted income opportunities, legal and viable, low-cost penny stocks industry. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Company, business opportunities. Is it about the company? Is it about your business? Is it about a new opportunity? If the opportunity is there and you're evaluating it, is it the right industry? Do you go ahead and get involved? Is it ahead of the game? Is it in front of a wave? Or is it behind the wave? Has it hit the emergent phase? Has it hit the growth phase? Where is it at in society and in the industry? Also, when you're evaluating this new opportunity, ask yourself, can I transfer funds offshore globally without the use of a bank? Now, this is something that I've just recently come across within the last 4 or 5 months that really blew my mind, because I look at a lot of the expat type opportunities because I love working overseas. And so you have to find out where you can put your money, where you can best utilize it, and it's available to you all the time, unrestricted. So that, I've heard a lot of nightmare stories about PayPal. I just heard one the other day on a podcast, a lady in Australia or New Zealand saying that she started her business and she was struggling. She finally got some traction. She has plenty of money. I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars dumped into her PayPal account because she's doing international business online. And all of a sudden PayPal says, and they lock the account. So I go back to that last question. Can I transfer my funds offshore globally without the use of a bank? So think about it. Even PayPal is interfering with people's income. So are you ready? Let's do this. Did I hit my income goal for 2016? Think about it. If you did, why? If you did not, why? And then how? If you did it, how did you do it? And then let's duplicate that this year. Then I'm going to talk about what a multimillionaire says about what your wealth strategy should be. So new era wealth strategies. Now, this is interesting because this is a mindset shift. A lot of people are, still on the, I have to go to school. I have to get a good education. And guess what? I know when I get that education, I get that, bachelor's degree, or if I get that MBA, or let me go to school a little longer and get my nursing or doctorate, I'm guaranteed. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Their thinking is, I'm guaranteed to get a good job. There is no ownership. There is no business ownership mindset. It is only whatever goals that big hospital has, I'm going to go and help them achieve it. Whatever goals that Navy has, whatever goals that the U.S. Air Force has, whatever goals that the Army has, whatever goals that the Coast Guard, the State Department, whatever goals that they have, I'm going to go in and help them accomplish their goals. We need to think about business ownership. So when we're coaching others, or if we're the ones that's being coached, then are we thinking about what can I do to change lives? What can I do as a leader without a title? If I'm in that job, what can I do to affect positive change and develop the people around me? Because when I do for others, guess what? The universe does for me. So you don't have to go out there and fight and fight and fight and run to a brick wall. You can actually create an environment that attracts your own level of business ownership. And then you just need to follow that pattern when it develops. So Eric Worre, he's one of the top leaders in the network marketing scene. Been doing it for years. He has an excellent program. I call it a symposium because it is fascinating in Las Vegas every year. Go Pro, which is his particular his particular program, and you need to look it up on YouTube, so on and so forth. But excellent information. He does a lot of great interviews with a lot of top leaders in the industry. Really powerful information. So Eric Worre, he was interviewing the master motivator and success strategist, Tony Robbins. As you know, Tony Robbins was my coach, and I basically used a coach from his program, for back in 2012. And I continue to have contact with the coach to this day, and very instrumental in my level of success. And so I'm imparting that information to you. And a lot of this, what I've learned, has been put into the program for the last 5 days. So here's what Tony says about business and wealth. He said, you really want to get this. Picture Tony Robbins being interviewed by Eric Worre, sitting down at a nice, comfortable seating area, couch on the left, couch on the right. The guys are looking at each other, two dynamic personalities. And Tony Robbins is larger than life in the first place. And he's talking to us, about, hey, this is how you can do it. This is how you can reach a level of success that you didn't think was possible. So here is the millionaire mind drivers. He says, the highly successful have a sense of service to others. Think about that. It's not about me. It's bigger than me. Highly successful, they have a sense of service to others. They have a larger purpose. You see what happens? If you're ever on a job and you think about the people around you, they don't think about others. They think about themselves. They want to know, why is this happening to me? Why can't I get ahead? Why can't I get promoted? Hey, did you see such and such over there? Did you see such and such over here? All of these type of things are just degenerating and pulling your positive energy right out the door. You need to keep and maintain positive energy. And you need to create opportunities for you and for others. When you create those extensive opportunities, then you'll be thinking of the sense of service to others. You have to have a larger purpose. So someone once said, if you want to be a multimillionaire, if you want to be a millionaire, not even multi, let's just say if you want to be a millionaire, then you must think of $1 million problem and figure out how to solve it. You may not get that. Let me rewind for a second. Think how just that one line can change your perspective, which will change your trajectory into the millionaire mindset that you need. If you want to be a millionaire, then you must think of $1 million problem and figure out how to solve it. How simple is that? May not be easy planning it out and execute it, but that is the simple shift that we need. Very powerful. If you want to be a billionaire, what do you think? Think of $1 billion problem and then figure out how to solve it. Powerful. That right there is enough from the millionaire mind to help you understand why you are where you are and why they are where they are. What is a millionaire? What is $1 million problem? Think of on a national level and the homeless problem. Can you figure out how to solve the homeless problem? Okay, that's $1 million problem. Multi-millionaire, actually. Think about world peace. Just think about maybe a country outside of the US that has school or children problems, getting children into schools because of poverty, because of hunger, because of economic problems. If you can help to solve, and it takes a collective amount of people around the globe, but if you can help to solve the problem with getting kids from the street into the school system in their country, right? To have some level of safety and education to begin the challenge of either one, entrepreneurship, or basic core, education, whichever it is. But the first thing is you got them off the street. The second thing is you're probably going to have a program where you feed them. The third thing is you need to find a way to include the parents. So $1 billion problem. If you want to be a billionaire, you need to think outside of your country, because that's where the $1 billion problems are solved. So Tony continued, and here's an I'm giving you so much right now that the rest is immaterial. This is the most powerful things that can come from this training. Tony continued to say, millionaires focus on creating their primary or core income. Then they invest this income until their investment or alternative stream of income surpasses their core income. Did you get that? Did the light bulb go off? This is incredible, because if let's say you're in network marketing, let's say you're a real estate, let's say you're in insurance sales or car sales or home sales, let's say you're flipping houses, whatever you're doing, and that's your income. You take a good part of that income and you put it somewhere else, invest it somewhere else. Do you invest it in stocks and bonds? Not necessarily. You can invest it in digital currency, which is a promising area, because, well, there's some history on that, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But this is so powerful because you actually have an avenue now to understand and strategize on how you grow your wealth. You go from income to wealth. You go from wealth to prosperity. You go from prosperity to abundance mentality. Now you're making the world prosperous. Not just you and your family and your community, you're taking it all the way out, what they call uber wealthy. So if you want to contribute to the world, if you want to change things, change doesn't happen at the $100 level. Change happens at the $150 million level. That's where you make change. But in order to make change, you got to make money. In order to make money, you got to invest. Not go to work. No. Don't get caught up in work. It's not about physical work. It's about mental, actual change. You change your attitude, how you earn money. You change your attitude about how you invest. You change your attitude about how you grow your income. So Robert Kiyosaki, about Rich Dad Poor Dad, is probably the king of helping us understand the difference between working and investing. Don't get it mixed up. So that's you have to learn it on your own. And but we have some of that in the 3-month coaching program. Now, let me close this out with this one last part. The alternative stream does not take the same amount of time and effort to grow as your primary income does. Do you see where he's going with this? Man, you got to get this. Do you see where we're going with this? You go from primary income, you take a portion of that primary income and you put it somewhere else that it grows without you working on it. It's without you working on it. So when you're doing that, you have the actual intention and you have the future of growing your income with or without your assistance. Do you get that? When people talk about working for your money or your money working for you, that right there is your money working in spite of you. That is long-term legacy generational wealth. Now you go from being the chess piece to the chess player. Enough said. I think we got that. I believe if you don't, please review these and get it, because that is so powerful. That's how we go from here to there. And that's where we want to be. To recap, because I can't even go anywhere else with that. Did you hit your income goal for 2016? If you did, how did you do it? Take that strategy, beef it up, and do it again in 2017. We talked about new era wealth creation strategies. It's not about Wall Street. I'm talking about a proven method that makes you happy by making other people happy. It's a mindset. When you understand, and I say mindset because you have to take your current knowledge, assess that, and then you learn what you don't know. So financial literacy on an advanced level, if you understand it on a basic level and you're doing very well, because most people don't, then take it to the next level and understand it in an advanced level. So when you talk about advanced, I'm talking about not stocks and bonds. Let's take it from stocks and bonds to commodities. Let's talk about gold. Let's talk about silver. Let's talk about titanium. Let's talk about industries that are supporting that. Let's talk about the new currency, which is cryptocurrency or digital currency. That is the hottest topic of the day. If you want a viable investment, then that's what you want to look at. Talk about mobile and unrestricted. If you're going to have a viable and legal and high return business, then it has to be mobile and unrestricted. You know, those are some of the things that you have to look at in a new era wealth strategies. The company, the business, or the opportunity. Is it the right industry for you? Is it ahead of the game, or is it part of the game, or is it behind the game? Because if you're looking at investing in companies that sell health products, everybody sells health products. If you're looking at an industry that actually sells wellness juices, that came and went. You can buy that off the shelf. But are you looking for something that's a trendsetter? If you're looking for something that's a trend fronter, if you're looking for something that will produce income for the long term for you and your family and the next generation after that, then you need to look at what's ahead of the game. What is in its emergent phase? Has it hit the growth phase? Has it hit momentum? That's what you need to be looking at. What's the ease of entry into that particular business, that field, that genre? You need to be looking at these type of things. Then you need to understand, if you want to maintain your wealth and grow your wealth without your help, can you transfer your funds offshore globally without the use of a bank? You want to do it smart and legal. That's how you retain your long-term wealth. I'm Rashid Hill, and at this point, I'm done. I'm done. And I appreciate everything that has come out of this. I appreciate the experience. I want you to know that we are in this together. So if you have an inclination to learn more about how we get the results that we do, how my clients actually get the results that they do, how do we double your results in this coming year, then please get in contact with me. And we can further your knowledge. We can further the training and education. If you want to know a little bit more about new era wealth strategies, let's talk about it. If you want to know about how you can, transfer funds without the use of a bank, let's hear it. We can have those conversations. If you want a long-term, more of a 3 to 6 month, program that will help you to upgrade your life, and help you to get clarity on your purpose, your mission, your vision. If you want to be able to assist others, then join my 1,000. Yes, I have a new challenge, which I'll be advertising soon, but you're the first to hear about it here. Join my challenge of increasing or developing 1,000 game changers in 2017. If you want to know more about my mission to develop 1,000 game changers in 2017, to produce more, be more, have more, and to increase and contribute more, then get in touch with me. We'll talk about it, and I'll give you the plan of attack. Okay, closing it out, we're going to talk about a special bonus. I told you there was bonuses. I'm gonna give you this one special bonus that, like I said, listen to millionaires talk about wealth and wealth strategies, what's happening today and on into tomorrow. let me just give you this one. It's just so powerful. Wow. I'm going to give this one to you, and we'll talk about it and comment. Give me some feedback and let me know what you think. The millionaire mind is focused on mastering 3 areas: possibility, capability, and probability. Commonly categorized as mindset, skill set, and rules. There are rules that must be followed. And at the level of millionaire, billionaire, they follow laws and rules. And those are some of the things that we hear about at our level, but we don't really pursue them, or we don't really ingest them in order for us to allow our level of knowledge to reach how to implement those rules on autopilot of sorts. So in the rules area, which I think is probably the most important, because those are the things that you really haven't captured. There's a lot of different types of rules that are underlying how things are done, how things get done in the universe today. One is the rule of why, solving for why. It's all about probability. So if you can think back to my day 2, session, and I talked about solving for why, the I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I will. Yes, I must. That rule is instrumental in taking you through a high level of mindset and skill set. The will. This is something that you probably have never really come across. Under the law of the will, that's how your desires, your wants, your goals, your level of belief increases, because your will challenges your desires. So your desires are things that are created without you. Your will is what controls that particular emotion. But if you don't have your will controlling that emotion, then you're going to go out and your ego is going to crush you. You're not going to accomplish and stay focused and have a level of emotional intelligence or emotional fitness or well-being, because you've allowed your desires to outstrip your will. Your will is your control factor. And when you understand the law of the will, then you understand how to control or get controlled results. So anticipation and prediction is usually what people kind of see as a result of your level of understanding the law of the will. You have other universal laws about the law of reflection. You have the law of attraction. You have the law of elevation. There's so many laws that are talked about at the millionaire, billionaire level that we don't personally get involved with right now. So possibility, meaning mindset, the belief in the vision, being optimistic, staying happy, absolute happiness. You have to create that emotion within you. Capability, which is your skill set. You have to continually increase your level of skill. If you're in financial planning, if you're in coaching on a business level, if you're coaching on a strategic level, if you're coaching on a sports or athletic level, you have to increase your skill set in order to stay current so that you can produce the long-term future results. But when you utilize all 3, then you stay ahead of the game. You're 10 years ahead of where most people are. So if you want to be part of this emergent growth or sustainable trend-setting stage, then I welcome you to be part of my 3-month hero model coaching program. And then I'll help you understand how these 3 parts work together to increase your level of millionaire mindset in order to increase your income to the millionaire mindset. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, I'm available. You can reach me, my email, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere. Or you can go to www.8ways2be10timesbetter.net. I'm Rashid Hill, and I thank you for being part of today's lesson. I greatly appreciate you joining me for the 5-day clinic, and I encourage you to take a look at our encore event, January 2nd, 2017. This is Rashid Hill signing off. Thank you and have a great day.